it's Chris the Batman Statue Collector, your Dark Knight of Collecting, and I have both premium formats here. I have the new Batman premium format and the OG Batman premium format that I've had for years. I finally have them together, and I wanted to share them side by side so you guys can compare and contrast, because as a collector, it's hard to do that sometimes in photos and videos. I wanted just to see it in person. I wanted to do that, but I wanted to share it with you guys. So you guys, if you have, like me, not been able to decide between the two, I want you to be able to see them side by side so you can make your best pick. Now, they're both amazing. They're both still really great and hold up. But do I have a favorite? You're going to find out in this video. I'm going to put him in the new case and see, or the old case, I guess, the new statue in the old case, to see if he fits in with the stuff. I do want you guys to be able to see that as well. So I just want to compare and contrast. So let's get to it. Alright guys, just like I said, we were going to do side by side, and so here we go. First of all, the first thing I noticed is the OG Batman over here on the side is slightly taller. He is standing up straight, obviously, and his base is up a little bit higher. They are both 1/4 scale, but let's compare and contrast the two. If we look at both of them, we have the OG base, and that is really cool. It's a gargoyle. Very well sculpted, but not a lot of shadow, not a lot of shading on him. It's still a cool base. It's a very narrow base, which can cause some wobble, if you will. So if I take him, and there is some wobble there because it's such a narrow base, but it's still held up since I've had him, since day one. This base here, I feel like, is much more detailed, much more paint applications to it, a lot of shadows, a lot of nice different color variations, which is really great. It's also a wider footprint, not a ton wider, but it's definitely solid. It's not going to have that same wobble as the original does. So I definitely tip my hat to the new one. I feel like the new one is a better base overall. But again, they're both really well done, but I do tip my hat. I tend to go more toward the new side for the base. As for the actual body, let's go up to the bodies here. Both very well done. Of course, this one is fabric. Okay, this one is fabric. It is mixed media, and it had its own issues with armpits and everything else. Mine, has always felt fine. I do like the mixed media on it. I think it's really well done. I've had no sticker peeling or any of the other problems that some collectors had. I think a lot of that had to do with what kind of climate they were in. But again, this is mixed media, so not as much detail on this because it is fabric. Of course, you come over here and tremendous amount of detail because it's sculpted in. It's sculpted in fabric. And again, I feel like it really looks great here. I am somebody that does like mixed media, so it's hard for me. I tend to go more sculpted these days, but I do still feel like this holds up. I feel like it's still good, and I still feel like it has its place. When it actually comes to the capes then, this one is a fabric cape. So this one is mixed media, really, if you think about it. And this one, of course, is a sculpted cape. This cape does have that nice billow look, which is really cool. But you can't change it. It does take up a lot of room, and you cannot change it. With the fabric cape, of course, you can alter it however you want to fit your display. So it's really up to you there. But again, it really comes to personal preference, okay? When it comes to head sculpts, this guy right here, this is a singular head sculpt. You only get this one right here. It is very well sculpted. And then, of course, over here, you have this one. This is one of two sculpts. This is the one that I tend to have. The other head sculpt is very similar to this one, in my opinion. Very similar. This one, of course, has the shorter ears, and this one over here, of course, has the long ears. So it really kind of depends on what you like. Another thing I like about this one is it does match the life-size bust back here in the back. It complements it very well. It's a similar look, which I like. I like that it's a similar look. So which one's better? That's the really tough part right here. When you look at both of these, you really have to think, okay, which do I like better? Do I like the more modern look, or do I like the look here of the classic Batman, the more grays and dark? There is blue elements to this one, So it really depends on if you want more of a comic book look or more of a realistic look. And that's kind of the issue that I'm currently having, is deciding, because I have, as you can see behind them, I do have some comic. I've got some modern, like Catwoman. I'm going to be getting in Mr. Freeze, and I'm also going to be getting in a few others. And so I'm excited, but I'm also kind of wondering which direction I should go. Should I keep this classic look, or should I go for the more modern look? So what I want to show you next is I want to go ahead and put basically the new one in the case and see what you think, if he fits in better than the OG. Alright guys, so here he is in with the collection, and see what you think. I think he fits in really nicely, actually. I really like the details. I was really worried that he would kind of contrast with some of the older characters. Like this Joker I'm not getting rid of, probably ever. And so when I was just kind of worried that he might not fit in as well. But I do feel like he is more dynamic here. I think he looks really good next to Catwoman. And you can, envision maybe Scarecrow right here, Mr. Freeze back there in the back. Of course, we have Bane up here. I just feel like he fits in really good. I really like him here in the collection. Gosh, I have to say, guys, I probably will sell my OG Batman. I really love it, but I do feel like he maybe fits in just a little bit better. I always feel like Batman gets lost in the background in this case. But, man, I think he looks really good here. What do you guys think? I would love to know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you think it's better than it did look before? Do you feel like I should stick with the OG Batman? Do you think I'm making a big mistake? Would love to know your thoughts on this, but again, I'm going to kind of zoom back here and show you the whole display so you can see exactly what you're getting with this display. I really like it. I think Batman fits in really good here, and I'm really glad I picked this up. Really glad. Thanks again to Eric for a great deal. But especially like these, I was really worried about how these two would look together, and I do really feel like they look okay. I feel like they're okay here. Catwoman and Batman, obviously they look great together. They're part of that new sculpt. I'm still considering whether to get the new Poison Ivy or not. I still like her a lot, but I also love this version. But when you look at her and you look at him and you look at her, there's definitely sculpting differences. This is a beautiful piece of art, and maybe I would keep her separate if I got the new Poison Ivy. I'm not sure. Decisions, guys. What do I do here? Collection's always evolving, and my taste is always evolving as well. But I think it looks really good. I want to know your thoughts. Please leave them down below. So anyway, that was just kind of a quick comparison video between OG Batman and brand new Batman. I wanted you to be able to see the differences between the two, and man, I just think that this new Batman is definitely the way to go in my collection. So anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching. I appreciate it so very much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the Batcave. Bye, everybody.